Good morning. Good morning. I was a little late. 8:34, guys. 8:34, March 15, 2022. All right. Wow. What a day, guys. What a day. All right. Welcome to Beyond Charts Morning Brew. We are about to get into, just going to get my other computer started here. There we go. There should go. Okay, cool. All right. Welcome. All right, guys. Man. All right, so we got a new player in the mix, guys. Does somebody know what the hell's going on with China? Is the market revealing itself to us? I don't know, man. I don't know. But let's get to it. Let's find out what the opportunities are. We had some major opportunities yesterday. We called the Tesla trade in the morning. I sent it out to you guys. For guys from my Patreon group, I also sent out the newsletter of what the expectations are. We had these overnight rally right now. The Qs are trying to rally back, so that's a positive thing at this moment of time. That's what I was looking at, just kind of seeing the reversal. It just happened, so I was looking for see what type of news was out there at this moment of time. All right, but let's get to it. Let's see. All right, so right now, let me move this up here. Let's go to Barron's and let's find out if there's any newsworthy events out here. So at this moment of time, we have the futures, the S&P reversing. Remember, 4176. Going to be looking at 4180 to be bullish. We need the bulls to take over the day. They need to take over 4180. 42.24 to actually get some legs going on. So 41.80 is a good start. We're just under that at this moment of time. The Nasdaq is rallying back up, so that's a positive. And then oil is down. The problem yesterday was that oil was down and the market was down. That's a huge problem, and that's a big tell, right? Because usually that was the reason why we were down. We were down because oil was up. But if oil's down, and it looks like the Russians are flooding the market with oil right now, and so we have also Iran meeting with Moscow today, so we didn't know what's going to come out of that, and they're ahead of us. So I was looking for news on that. We also have PPI coming out. That should have come out already. Let me see if I can get that. PPI continues slide. Inflation reports in lighter than expected. So let's see the inflation report. So that was probably PPI. If we have that, let me see if I can get that. PPI came out today, and that's producer price index. All right, so we're looking better. So I'm not. I'll find the PPI. I don't know. Wholesale inflation claim 0.8%. Here we go. There's the PPI. All right. So producer price index was expected to increase to 0.9 in February, according to Economist Survey. Please check out here for updates. So it climbed to 0.8. Okay, so it's less than expectations. So that's a plus. Okay, so that's probably why we're climbing. All right, so right now, that's all we got this morning. Remember, tomorrow's the big day, but let's find out where the market is. I would like this market to hold up into Powell. If it sells off, then somebody knows something, and more than likely we're going to probably go into, we're climbing here. All right, so let's go in. All right, let me see. Let's go here. All right, so let's analyze where the markets are, market environment right now. Okay, so right now, let's look at the XPX, XPX, NDX, and Russell. So this the indices on the daily right now. So right now, if you notice, the 50 on the SPX, the 50, right now, making it bigger for you guys. Right now, the XPX, the 50 and the 200-day are about to cross. So this is technically a death cross. It looks like more than likely is going to happen today. So extremely bearish. This is like an extremely bearish indicator here. So with that being said, Just know that. Now, is it going to take it out? We're at the bottom range here. Usually when this happens, and it's not going to take it out today on FOMC meeting. Now, what's out there? What's the unknown? The unknown at this moment of time is China, guys. I wrote it in my Patreon group. They were very strategic with this whole COVID thing announcement, and as a way. So think about it. Russia asked for help. From China. About an hour, 2 hours later, China comes out with stronger policies for COVID, shutdowns in specific areas that where Apple does this production, Foxconn, Shangshui or something like that. Also Tesla. So there's a huge amount of risk on Apple, and you can notice on the price on Apple. Apple is declining, and we'll get into that. So I always believe that somebody knows something, and so with that being said, we're going to be looking at those. Are people getting out of those shares of Apple? Are they getting out of things, right? Always somebody knows something. So look at the shares. Look how they get spooked. We're at the bottom range here, which I expected us to bounce into tomorrow, and we're not bouncing. So key level right now. This is the key level everybody's watching, which is basically this February 24th. You probably heard a lot of people talking about it. If we take that out, that's where the bulls came in last time, and the level was right there on 41.12. If that gets taken out, now we're probably going to head lower. So key level right there. MACDs are working their way lower, so we've been bearish here since, like I said, since you've been catching it. We caught this. It's still bearish. Now, when I look at this, like I said, I would like this to be, so right now we're at the cliff. So there's two things that can happen right at this moment in time is where I have to read this. We're supposed to bounce off here, but if we don't bounce, it's either going to fall off the cliff and it's going to be a massive sell-off because there's a lot of sell orders up there, right? Now we're pretty far away right now. The E-minis are at 41.81. So we're going to climb. We're going to open up closer to 4,200. So that's a plus. So if we can bounce up here, then that looks good. But this is a key level that we're going to be looking at on the XPX. If I go to the XPX on the weekly map, again, look where all these moving averages are. For guys in my class, the 4 already crossed, the 20 and the 30 are about to go, right? And we're still midstream on the weekly time frame. So more than likely, are we going to go down? More likely, based on the weekly level, I think we're going to go down. Are we going to go down today? I don't think so, but anything is possible, and I want you to be prepared, okay? So, again, and we caught this move still going down. Midstream here, so how low can we go? And I think it depends basically on the unknown factor here is China, guys. That's the big unknown. All right, I think that everything else, like I stated yesterday, it's known. We know that we're probably going to come in hot in inflation. We know that there's going to be 50 basis points. We know all of that. Unless Powell does a rug pull on us, like a major rug pull, then we go down hard, right? And is that on the table? Maybe does somebody know that? So just know that. As far as the NASDAQ, like I said yesterday, it was much weaker. Very weak, and this is the one that there's a lot of exposure here. Also, guys, look at the TNX. The TNX is above 2%. So more than likely, whenever the TNX is climbing, remember, when we have a stable, and I'll get into that, then that's a really good sign. But when it's climbing, it's not a good sign for tech or any SPACs or what was it, IPOs. Notice there wasn't any IPOs last month. None. No IPOs. Now we're going to be looking at the NASDAQ from a weekly perspective. Let's see if that reveals some things to us. And again, we already crossed here. And again, on that cross, we moved down about another 1,000 points down just on that cross on the NDX. So is that going to happen on the XPX? On the XPX, that could be another 100 points down. And that puts us down to 4,100. 4,100, even into the 4,000s. And that's on XPX. On Russell, let's look at Russell. Russell is climbing, and I've been telling this on Russell. Russell has a date with pretty easy, really straightforward with 1740. I've been calling that since the beginning of the year, and I think that Russell has a cliff there too. It's just consolidating, but if we go down, that's probably where it's going to go. That's probably the next stop. Now on Russell's been really weak, so you need Russell to kind of strengthen up a little bit. 1897 is the last line. It's been being bought right there. So look at that level right there. And again, if we look at it from a weekly perspective, look how powerful when all the lines cross and they finally decide to go. Just to show you in any time frame. This is why we look at this from a day trading point of view, also from a much longer point of view, how powerful these things are. 2250 all the way down to about 1894, and that took about 4 weeks. So basically around a month, just to give you the power observation, and also the MACDs went down. So again, if you're trading in any time frame, you can trade it to in any capacity there. All right. As far as all right, I have the question here. What's up? Good morning, Skates. Good morning. Do you use unusual option activity? I know it's crazy amounts of puts and SPY, like 98%. You know what? Great question. I used to use that. I used to use it about maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago with I know Nigerian brothers do that. I used to use it. It just added another layer of complexity to me. I think they're very powerful because they'll tell you where the action is. I'll tell you if you're looking for the action, then like if you wake up in the morning, you're looking for, all right, where's the tremendous amount of volume, then you can go in and find those. What I found is the stocks already have the volume, and then if I use it, it's going to be used for to identify which option do I want to go in, especially if I'm coming in heavy. And also, I also know a lot of the option traders. I know personally like 2 option traders who are the unusual activity. So I usually get a heads up when what they're doing. They go in heavy on certain calls. It's funny because we laugh. They'll come in with 500 contracts on a certain option, and I'm like, oh, you're the unusual option activity. So yeah, definitely great feature if you want to add it to it. Just what I would do is just add it structurally to a setup, and then you can see which option you can go in. But yeah, pretty cool. And option activity is great for moments like this, especially when you're in a pivotal moment where you're like, okay, what are they doing? What's going down? And then the option activity that Thinkorswim has one too, is basically the one where the institutions come in, where you notice they coming in big, maybe 2, 3, 4 months out. Those are pretty powerful too. But are we going to go down today? Don't know. We'll see. Let's look at the VIX. The VIX climbed up a little bit today. And again, as I said yesterday, 3411 is going to be the line in the sand for us for this week. If we start breaking down, we're going to start breaking down, guys. So are we going to go down? Don't know. But if we look at the VIX over the last couple of weeks, we were at the lower range here, right? So we look at the last 3 weeks, we're at the lower range of the VIX. And of course, we climbed up a little bit based on that China news. I expected us to actually go down, but unfortunately, I think it has to do with China. We don't know. That's an unknown. It's a huge unknown. And when that hit the market yesterday, I noticed that the whole market just shifted. Also, at the same note, we have this bad boy, the TNX, climbing, right? So again, and like I said, if this stabilizes, just chills here for a second, that's a pretty positive note. But when it moves dramatically from 1.7 to about 2.1, roughly around 25 basis points, pretty fast, it just climbed up fast. And also if you want to play this, you can. If you find this is the TNX here, guys. TNX, it's playable if you want to play that. I wouldn't play now, but closer to 50. But that is a potential play right there. So again, that's climbing. That's not going to be good for tech usually. Okay, just usually. But let's get into that. All right, so. As far as the VIX, did I give you the levels here? Yeah, 34.10. If we start breaking down, if we start breaking below 31, then that's positive right now. If the VIX can die down and come down to yesterday's levels, I think that's pretty good. As far as, let me get Bitcoin. I did not cover Bitcoin, so I'm just going to get that out the way. Bitcoin is just consolidating. Bitcoin is just winding up. It's just winding up. It's winding up. I think it's expecting a big move. It's not being sold. It's not being bought. It's just behaving very abnormal for Bitcoin, right? I mean, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days is just kind of actually probably for a week. I mean, except with these little breakouts, it's just kind of traded between a range, like a really tight range, like $3,000, where it doesn't move. I mean, that's really crazy, right? So is Ethereum, so something big is about to happen on both of these. It's winding up right there. If we look at it from a weekly perspective, it looks like it could probably climb up 46,000 somewhere. It's somewhere in there. It looks like it's coming to the end here. So something big is about to happen on one of these. So keep an eye on those if you're a crypto trader. All right, let's look into the movers here. Let's look into the movers and see if we can set something up for you guys. Let's go to the XPX. XPX. All right, so XPX yesterday, again, these markets are really, really fast. Really fast. I mean, remember, we like to take our trades off the 50-day moving average or close to it. So, and the way we measure this, and I'm just going to go back, is it's a trader's market. You have to be fast, though. You can't fall in love. If you're trading the XPX, yesterday the XPX was at the 50, close enough. Remember, anytime at the 50 is being rejected. And yesterday we had it on the hourlies, not close, not like at the 50, but close enough. And yesterday you had it at the 50 at 11 o'clock. So right at 11 o'clock, this is when the whole market shifted. We were about to rally. And if we look at the indicators here, right off the bat, it was telling us no go, meaning the top 5 indicator, they were selling them. They were selling the top 5 stocks in the XPX. It was going down as this was going up. So that's a measurement. So basically, this is going up, and this is giving you a false flag because they were selling it. The next candlestick, we were close to the 50, which is right around 10:30. It was giving you, well, it's not valid because they're being sold. Those top 5 stocks are being sold. So again, and that's a good entry to telling you that even though we were going up, the indicator was telling you no. And the MACD, we're telling you weakness. So we go over here. This is 11 o'clock. You see the bounce off the 50. You see the indicator telling you what? They're being sold. So this is not going to break out. It's a really tough time to break out. The next candlestick, 11:15. That's your entry, right? And you still got the indicator here. You still got the MACD. The current is going down on the hourlies. The current is going down. Look at all the moving averages bouncing off the 50. So that's an entry right around 42.36. I gave you those levels yesterday. And then if you want a confirmation on the, just to show you just the thought process, and I gave this to you on the Patreon as well. So here's the other thought process: as we start going up, climbing. Is it real? You look over here. No, it's not real, meaning the top 5 indicators are not being bought. So really, but even though it's climbing, hits 42.50, which is a nice round number. It's exactly where the 50-day is at. Nice and round. And then we see weakness. You see all the moving averages now collapsing right around that 11:20. You start noticing weakness right around 11 o'clock, right? It's going down. You see the MACD's breaking down. You see the breakout right here, and 42.37. You have it all lined up right there for a trade down. And that was a very profitable trade if you took it. So sometimes, you have to wait on your hands. You have to wait and see. But again, the 4100s, those 4200s were $3-4. I mean, up here, I think the 4200s for the day were about $3-4. Those ended up being 30 some bucks. So just FYI, there it is, guys. Good morning. Do you know anyone that caught that crazy move for Highcroft last week? No, I didn't know the hype move. But anyway, guys, that's how we trade that. Now, are we going to get a move up? That's a big question. And let's see if we can set that up. We're at 41.85 right now. So more than likely, we're breaking above that. So I said yesterday I would be cautiously bullish Are we going to break out? Now, the trades that we want to take, we want to take it close to the 50, right? So, and I was talking to a buddy of mine yesterday. If you're getting into puts right here, this is a low probability trade. I mean, we could break down, but at the end of the day, that is a low probability trade. If we look at just probabilities, there's a higher probability of it going back up than it is going lower. But the MACDs right now on the hourlies still looks like it probably can go down a little bit. Even if we go up a little bit, it's still, as long as they don't cross, it still looks like it can go down. On the 15-minute time frame, it looks like we probably should climb up. Now, 41.86, that's going to put us around 41.96, close to that 50-day. So if we go back here, we've had about 2 consecutive days of sell-offs, right? Sell-offs. So we sold off on Friday. We sold off on Monday. Is there going to be a third day of sell-off, or are we going to accumulate? I don't know. On the 1 minute time frame, again, just let these set up for you, and then we'll look at this as well. But right now, it looks like it probably wants to climb up to 42.15 right in there. If this starts winding up, maybe it can tell you that's going to go up to 42.15. Maybe we'll ride this up. So key levels right now, I did know like the 4,000s are really expensive, 4,100s for Friday. So he's pricing in a big move. But then again, all of that can change. Okay, let's see. As far as the moves here, again, XPX needs to climb up to the 50. So does the NASDAQ. So does the Russell. And again, Google sold off pretty nice when you had to set up there on Google. Did not take that trade, but it was there. And it's probably going to 25.57. Amazon sold off too right off the bat. And again, that was the entry there. So, and it went around the same time, 10:30, 11 o'clock. And this was a key indicator, guys. This is what I'm saying. We had Google, we had Amazon in that indicator. So the XPX was going up and these were being sold off. Tesla right off the bat caught that trade. I sent you guys the email of how exactly I caught that trade, but basically just using the same type of system that we use, and caught those 700 puts from, I forget what it was, 5 or 6. Went to 11 really, really fast. Caught the morning. The reason why I got out of that trade at 11 is just because when you get premiums really, really fast and it moves really fast, you want to lock in those gains. And then there was another entry about, again, 11 o'clock hour, the same time that the XPX collapsed. And those printed very slowly back down to, they didn't quite get 11, but I think it was like 8 or 9 or something like that. I can't remember. As far as Tesla's much stronger. Remember, also Tesla is being bought below 800. Still the case. As you can see, it's went to 750 yesterday, and let's see if it's being bought. Everything is squeezing right here, so we're going to see if we can set that up for today. That might be a setup. ISRG sold off as well. CMG is the stronger one, and very, very strong. Didn't sell off, so that's a positive. We're going to set that up today as well. Let's look here. Lam Research down. Goldman Sachs trying to climb. Netflix squeezing. Look at that, squeezing. Roku squeezing. You got NVIDIA squeezing. Apple squeezing. All right, guys, I'm excited for today. I am freaking excited. Trade Desk squeezing. Affirm squeezing. Upstart squeezing. We got Coinbase squeezing. Guys, today is a squeeze-a-rama day. Let's look at it. We got Qualcomm squeezing. We got AMD gout. We got Roblox squeezing. Micron squeezing. Which one do you guys want to take? Let me know in the comments. Which one do you guys want to take? Let's set up a puppy up. Let's set it up. All right, let's look at the spiders here. Qs right now. So I'm going to look at those squeezing puppies. We got look at that. We got QQQs squeezing. Look at that, guys. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Okay, we're bouncing. All right, so let's see. Let's set up some winners here today. More likely, this is climbing. If this can continue going higher, we're going to be looking at our top 5 indicator, see if it's valid the first hour, watching on the XPX, because it's much more valid on that particular time frame, on the XPX, on the hourlies. It looks like it's climbing. It's coming off the lows. This is very, very positive off 315, and now we're back up to 321, and it's climbing. So that's a positive. That's a super, super positive. Now, where will it go? It hit the 50. So where can it go? Can it hit maybe our next target up here of 326, which is a 50-day moving average on the hourlies? It looks like it wants to go. It looks like it wants to go pre-market. So we'll see. Let's set that up. That is a possibility. Now, it could come back to retest at 315. Know that. If it just, but remember, all moving averages are looking good. It moved pretty good. So what I suspect here, because it moved dramatically, can it continue going higher? It looks like it's midstream. Maybe it's going to go to 324 right in this consolidation area and maybe pull back and then maybe climb higher, or does it come all the way back? So we'll see. That's usually, we'll have a basing pattern. Remember, don't base, don't chase, but we have a lot of momentum heading to the high side. It's just moving a lot pre-market, but it's holding. The bulls are coming in. That's a positive. Let's look at the IWM. IWM, again, moving pre-market. That's good. But is this, again, just be cautious. We don't have the squeeze there on the 15-minute time frame. We are basing here. Let's see what happens here. If this starts going up and starts turning, then there's a possibility that we can probably hit up to that 194. I definitely think it's going to go there. I remember IWM has been hanging out. This is a huge sell-off. We have to reclaim that 196 on IWM to make it better. Being sold off pre-market around 194. All right. What do we say? We said, let's look at Tesla and break that down for a proper setup. And let's see if we can get that going. All right. So Tesla, momentum is shifting, heading back up. It looks like it probably wants to head up to 786, so about 800, right in that level up there. Pre-market, taking off, bouncing off that 750. Let's see. Elon really took the stock down. It's filling the gap here of 779. It filled it already. Pre-market sold off at that 780. Okay. So where can it go from here? Let it base, don't chase. So we zoom out here a little bit. You notice that a lot of consolidation between 780 and 750. A lot of traffic in there. As far as if it can take out 782, then it'll probably climb and it'll probably go up to 800 or right where the 50 days on the hourlies. Pre-market, again, just anything can happen. Let us set up. But just to show you yesterday, and I think I wrote this yesterday. This trade was, I think it was right in here. Right there, guys. It was right there at the open, 9:30. Boom, boom. You have them all lined up, and that's where you took the trade, or I took the trade. It just made a lot of sense. 7:15, 8:30, 9:30, and it looked a little bit different. But 9:30, this was already moving, so that was the trade right there. Again. It was this was 9:30. 9:30 setting this up, and that's what we're going to be looking for today. So again, we're a little bit far away, but as far as I want to show you what we'll be looking for today, a squeeze right before the open will be amazing. Right now, it is not squeezing; it is moving. So a squeeze, you're looking like this type of squeeze, but it's moving. So right now is looking bullish until it's not. But a way that we can set these up now is more likely it's probably gonna, if it breaks down here, probably can go down, maybe go down to about 767, which puts me right in here, and then if it consolidates in this area, and maybe it can set up for us again. But we'll see. Let's keep an eye on that one. What was the other squeeze here? We had Amazon. There's a lot of squeezes today. Let's see if we can catch one. Amazon's moving. We have it at the 50 here. Amazon, again, just moved pre-market. That's positive. I mean, they're moving pre-market. That's a positive note. Let's see how it reacts around 28.57. If it can hold here, let's see. Or are they going to sell it off? So, again, just get yourself ready. Google moving pre-market. It could probably hit that 25.57. It's moving. Is the move going to happen today? Let's see what else was squeezing here. All right, there was better squeezes on the other page. Let's look at CMG. Is CMG ready to bust a move? CMG. Okay, so CMG, we have a nice little squeeze here. Yesterday, what I stated was we have it on the arrows. Here is the 50-minute time frame. Okay, so we said it had a nice move, guys. This moved dramatically. It's consolidating now. We kind of suspect this choppiness on top. The key question is, are they going to take it down or take it up? So it's got a nice move already. More than likely, can it come back down to about? Can it come down to around 1450? Right in there. 1460, 1450, and set up. So maybe another day of just possibly just hanging out here. If it stays up here, that's a positive note. You know, there's not being sold off, guys. So again, just have that. What else was squeezing here? I think I like this other page for a lot of squeezes here. We had Netflix and Roku and Apple, or Netflix, Roku, and Apple. Okay. Netflix sold off pretty hard, 333. Trying to rally back up. Sold pre-market 336. Squeezing really tight. Hasn't really confirmed yet, but this can go either up or down, guys. Up or down. The 1 minute time frame, we got a lot of chop right now. A lot of chop. Doesn't look clean. But right now, if we look at the 15 at 333, got sold off pre-market 336. Can go maybe to 329. So here's the thing. Hasn't really based enough. Is there strong enough news in the marketplace to suggest that this is going to take him back up like a V-shaped recovery, or is it going to consolidate? You know, because right now the move was down. What we're asking ourselves, is this going to continue down? Right? And if it does, it'll probably go down to about 330, consolidate there for a second. Because usually after a strong move like this, what we have is very rarely do you have a V shape, meaning he's going to rally. Very rarely, but it does happen. Or is it going to give you chop, 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 and set up like this is chop like this, and then give you a setup later on for a move, but this is pre-market. So let's see. Let's see if we can get on Apple. Okay, Apple looks much cleaner, much cleaner, right? So we have Apple bouncing off the 50 on the hourlies right here, bouncing off that 149. I'll show you why, because Apple's a very detrimental, it's a very key area here on the 200 day. We're below the 200 day. So Apple needs to regain 153, guys. 153 needs to regain. Doesn't look good here on the dailies, but just wanted to show you that. So 153 puts us right there. Is it going to be sold off? That's going to be pretty difficult. But if it gets above 153, that's a positive. That means it's being bought. Now, it is basing 148, 150. So it is basing here. So it probably is going to base here for a second. Apple doesn't move dramatically, but we do have a nice recovery. Let it base, don't chase. Let's see if this is real or not. If it can get 153, that might be a good position. But the key question, are they going to take it back down? Right? If they start taking it back down, it starts breaking 148, Apple starts going down, then the whole market's cratered. So watch Apple as we move forward. NVIDIA climbing up here. Marvell CEO came on yesterday, and they discussed at length about Neon, and it was very positive and glorious. But again, we're holding this right here. Let me show you what NVIDIA looks like. Below the 200-day, we have that death cross here. Needs to recoup that 232, 236. Doesn't look pretty good on NVIDIA. So, again, let's see if it can recoup that. Don't chase, let it base. I do like NVIDIA. I'm a fan of NVIDIA. I think it's a great company. However, I'm not a fan of a war. I'm not a fan of limited supply of Neon. But, you know, great place to add. I would definitely add here if we didn't have that. So I will probably observe this and see if it can base a little bit. But it's looking very positive here. This is the daily. But again, as far as a trader angel, I'm going to, investor angel's going to wait. Trader angel's like, all right, let's trade this puppy. It can go up or down. Let me get rid of that. Let me hide that. Okay, so it can go up or down. right there. Probably going to climb up to that 221. It's basing here. We have a nice squeeze to the upside. That's a positive. Being sold at that 217. Just know that. All right. What else do we look at? It's 908. All right, gotta get going here. Apple, Roku. So watch these. I mean, they're sold off pretty hard, guys. So if this sells off, it's gonna be limited to the downside. If the downside gets taken out, then we're cratering. Let's watch the VIX. I think observe the price action. The one that can really reverse, guys, is this one. Shopify can really reverse, and it's a mover. So let's see Shopify here. Trying to break up. Not really quite there yet. If it can take 524, it's basing. So let it base. It's not really quite there yet. Maybe for Friday or Thursday, we'll look at this one. Let me see, where is it at here? Yeah, it's being sold off big time. I mean, this thing just being sold off, but it has these nice, like 80 points wings from a trader perspective, but not looking too juicy here on this front here. But again, this thing just been selling off. It just took the cliff from 1500 and it just never turned around. I mean, down about 66%. Wow, that's huge. From a trader point of view, nice swings. So, guys, let's look at the SPYs here real quick. See if anything's changed before I let you guys go. Spider's looking better. Spider's looking better. Let's see if it can start climbing here. 418. Can maybe get up to 423. It's basing sideways, right? So again, maybe spiders can go up to about 425, somewhere in there. It's basing. We have a nice little basing pattern here. Let's see if it can go. Trying to move here. A lot of buying activity. If it can take out 420, it's going to go to 423. Still going, but this move is dramatic. It needs to unwind a little bit. So wait for the next setup there. If you're trying to get a best entry. Actually, it looks pretty good. It's probably going to move pre-market. Let's see if this can hold. Let's look at the QQQs. Qs are moving, still moving. 321. Can it get up to that 325? 325 maybe? Looks like it. A lot of buying coming in. All right. Unfortunately, not for us. The market's closed. IWM, maybe look at IWM. If the other two go, then this is probably going to go with it. 194, watch it. 194. Let's see if it can get back up to that 196. That's about 20 points in the RUT. So let's look at that. On the XPX, I'll be watching on the screen for today. I'm going to have a couple. I think that, right now we're at 41.87, which is a positive. Can we get up to 4,200? Right? That is probably a target there. Maybe I'll be looking at the 4250s. 4300s on the downside. Definitely be looking at where am I at? I'm going to be looking at either 4100s, 4050, 4080, somewhere in there for Wednesday or Friday. Friday can be very expensive, maybe 4,000 for Friday. Maybe add a little bit more. But again, just watch it. I'm expecting it to come up a little bit. I will love it for it to come up and relieve a lot of this selling pressure that we exist right now, and see what happens then. All right, guys. Highcroft last week. No, I didn't catch the Highcroft last week. All right, guys. Any questions out there? If not, guys, I'm going to let you guys go. We have some movers for today. We have some movers. 9:12. You got 12 minutes to get yourself ready. Those are the ones that are going to be on my screen for today. Let's go out there, go get it, guys. Go out there, go get it. Go get it, go get it. All right. Thank you. And if you haven't subscribe. If you want more access to the Patreon page, let me know. The link is on the bio somewhere down there. And let's go out there, go get it, guys. Thank you. And